Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, we've made some great progress on the interior design of our castle. I gotta say, on the whole, it is looking a lot classier than it was, and I'm pretty happy with it. But you know what, even so, there are some things that we need to clean up. Like, for example, I have this whole room back here that's really not supposed to be back here. Kind of. Well, I mean, this room technically exists in the book, but all of these furnaces and stuff, not really there. This is supposed to be like just a storage room full of garbage, and instead it's a storage room full of treasure. Well, not really. Some of these are not treasures. This birch fence, pretty good. Arguably, is it a treasure? Who can say? You know, maybe that birch fence's mother considers it a treasure, but other people would just be like, that birch fence, that's just as worthless as that lapis lazuli, or that lily pad. But you know, maybe lily pads are the real treasure all along. Anyway, we're getting way too sentimental about a bunch of random stuff in this room. So what I'm thinking we do is we pick all of it up and we get it out of here. Because, you know, when people start downloading this with the world download at the end of the season eventually, you know, which can't say when that is because genuinely do not know. You know, some say let the mystery be. I say I have no choice in the matter. It is beyond any sort of conception of mine to be able to put a date on these things. But either way, what I need to do is grab all this extra material and start putting it into storage somewhere that's actually like practical. You know, we have entire rooms set aside for storing things. Why are these potatoes all over the place? That's also weird. Whatever. Anyway, we have entire like buildings set aside in my little town area where we can start putting a lot of this stuff and just cleaning it all up. It's going to be a lot of runs back and forth because, like, look at this. This stuff isn't really sorted in here. Oh, you know what would be fun is if I had a good way to move this stuff quickly through the magic of these boxes. But these boxes, well, that one we're going to leave there. You know what? Maybe I need to go clean out my shulker boxes, too. Maybe that's its own whole thing. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and grab some of this stuff, and we're going to improve our castle some. Because, like, for example, I've got these iron bars here that I just pulled out of one of those random chests. And I know for a fact there's a bunch of places that are supposed to have iron bars that I don't think really do. Okay, well, this one does. That was a small victory. But I think that this courtyard back here is also supposed to have iron bars. Like this little thing should have a little portcullis in it. So should that one. You know, just something to kind of keep this kind of closed off. Boom. There we go. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, Joe, but how will you escape now that you've closed this off? Arguably, escape is the domain of true magicians, and I am not a true magician. So, rather than escape, I might as well do something... Oh, dang it, I forgot to slab all this. Never mind, we're not escaping, we got a slab task. Slab-tastic. Gotta build faster, like a slab master. Gotta place the slabs like a stone disaster. Volcanic. Nobody panic. Gonna place these stones like I'm manic, not depressive. I'm trying to be impressive. Manic Impressive is the name of the game, or at least the diagnosis from the DSM. Tane? Dang it, there's no good numbers that rhyme with Bane. What a pain. The English language is hard to gauge. But anyway, like a bacteriophage, I'm just getting my wage by placing these stones all over the place. So, here we go. Just you, me, and Joe. Oh, wait, no. I am Joe. Go, dog, go. Do you like my hat? Time skip. Time skip. Anyway, I successfully slabbed all this. These outbuildings in the book are not really well described. I kind of like the idea of just letting them be ruined and jutting out here. I might make them a little bit less even, possibly, or something. Break down some of the blocks, fall down, and almost die. Do I have an elytra on? I barely do. Okay, food. Now would be a good time to kick in and give me some health. But yeah, like when I fly up here, I don't have any lights up here, so why should I need some lights down there? I think that's going to be okay. That's going to look good. So, anyway, cool. now what's left is to go ahead and grab more things and move them between storage areas, which I know that's not the most exciting stuff in the world, but it has to be done. So I have to do it. Yay! It's always fun to be me when I have things to do. Or when I don't. I don't know. Actually, it's okay if it's not always fun to be you, too. It's genuinely actually not always fun to be me. Being an adult is a lot of work, and it's worth it, but it's still work. Anyway, where am I? I'm kind of digressing. But, yeah, so we're just going to grab a whole bunch of random stuff. Let's try to grab stuff that'll go in the... Oh, I do have more cobwebs. I never really used many of the cobwebs. Those might be worth looking into finding a good use for now that I think about it. But okay, so we can go ahead and take the stuff we've got and head back to the base. I was going to talk a little bit about the fact that I'm going to be in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania for the Too Many Games convention this weekend, June 22nd through 24th of 2018. Now, some of you guys might live in the area and want to come hang out. Not only will I be there, but Wells Knight and Python GB will be there as well, two of the other Hermitcraft guys. Also, the guy who's the voice of Mario and the guy who's the voice of Bowser. So, if you're into, like, voice acting stuff from video games, seems like a good show to go to. So, feel free to check that out. Too Many Games. You can Google it. I'll put a link in the description of this video, and if I forget, I want you guys to all, like, comment on the video. Joe, you forgot to put the link in. Please put it in. And then I'll remember. Because that's how things actually get done around here. Patience and gentle correction. So, let's see. We have plenty of gravel and some other stuff here that we can just kind of move around. Other stuff that I've got going on. In addition to that, this upcoming weekend, I actually just got back from one of my brother's weddings. That was really fun. He got married down in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was a very, very beautiful church, the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul, and apparently they're going to be remodeling it soon. So if you want to see that building before it is changed forever, you should probably head down there sometime in the next month or two. Let's see. We'll get all this stone out here. Corinne was a flower girl at the wedding, and she was very well behaved, which was good, because with small children, you can never tell. Like, 5 is old enough, like, she should know better than to not misbehave, but it's still not entirely reliable that she will behave. But I was really proud of her. She actually stayed up late and hung out with the family until midnight both nights without being a little crybaby. Because, like, little babies and little kids, they really need to go home and be in bed at a certain time. And we were kind of expecting that we would have to take her home instead of hanging out with family every night we were there. But each time she was just like, no, I'm still good. Can I have more snacks? You know, and she was kind of goofy and tired by the end, but she wasn't being grumpy or mean or throwing tantrums or anything. So that was a very pleasant development. Like 6 months ago, we couldn't have done that very easily. But here we were, hanging out with family until midnight, just chatting and catching up. You know, because, like, the great thing about a wedding is when people come in from out of town, like, they come in from out of town, you know. You get to see people from a good long distance away that you don't always get to catch up with. So, it was good. I had a really good time, but that's one of the reasons I haven't been streaming or recording as much, as I've been so busy traveling for things like that. And wow, okay. Oh man, I planted a melon here. I don't even remember that. Well, this garden's definitely come along well. I'm happy about that. I wonder if I should make this one all mixed up different stuff too. Yeah, we'll come back to it. So we've emptied 2 chests now, basically. I think I'll take this extra coal and drop it down in our little furnace house, and then maybe I can grab and empty some more of these shulker boxes, because, oh man, see, like, stuff like this, like, I don't need just random stuff in a chest lying around my base. Some professional. Nobody wants that. You're going places, chest. Going places. like my inventory. Okay, actually, you don't fit. You don't fit in my inventory, so false alarm there on that threat of inventory placement. Aha, until now. Actually, let me put one more thing in here. Boom. Now we got 3 shulker boxes. We are on our way to competent organization. Time skip. So, I will be in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania for Too Many Games Convention this Friday. I'll be at PlayOnCon this August, and then I'll be in Philadelphia for PAX Unplugged in November. So, let's see. Why didn't I... Okay, this Granite. Sorry, Granite. I'm done with you. I can't be bothered. Too many trips. We're just gonna grab everything we can. Just shove it all in boxes. You know, this castle, I thought this castle project was gonna like slowly eat my soul and just devour my ambitions to build in Minecraft. And instead, every piece of build in it has just completely excited me and got me thinking about game development and about Dungeons and Dragons, just all sorts of fun stuff. But this part now, where I'm just trying to like put all of this stuff in boxes so I can clean this room, this part is eating my soul. This is the vampire castle winning if I'm not careful. Actually, I need to leave these cobwebs here. So, dang it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to leave a whole chest full of like banners and cobwebs and stuff. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do, guys. We are gonna take everything out of this yellow chest, and then we are gonna reclaim this yellow chest for moving things. We will not let this castle break our spirit. So all of these dyes and colorful wools that I'm gonna use to run games in here. I'm gonna leave those colorful blocks back in there. Take that out. But now we are up one additional shulker box. So this whole process can go faster. So we can just kind of hit this thing with an axe. And we'll just stand here and drop things in. Boom. Look at that. I'm like the speed racer of race cars. With powerful Mach 4 shulker boxes. Boom. Just still picking things up off the ground. You can't slow me down. I'm not lost or found. Oh yeah, I should move these signs though. Probably don't need to tell people who are exploring the castle that I'm setting up a live stream. Nobody exploring Castle Ravenloft really needs to learn to treat each other kindly. They're here to die. It's a perilous castle. Okay. Okay, well, we actually did manage to knock out a lot of that wall worth of stuff. And we're just going to keep going. I've got my second win now. Oh, you know what I also should be doing is drinking more caffeine. Caffeine break skip. Well, would you look at that? We've successfully cleaned this entire room out. Except for this one chest here of stuff that I could use to run games. Although these dyes don't really belong in there. But yeah, on the whole, this is way better. Now I'm going to have to come back with Silk Touch to actually remove this thing. Because, like, none of the pickaxes in here have Silk Touch. And if you remember, I dived into the lava the other day. And it didn't go well for me or the wee baby Corinne. Actually, she thought it was funny. She thought I should have followed her instructions and not fallen into the lava. Or flown directly into it recklessly. But you know me, I see something and recklessly want to fly into it. You know, that's just how I roll. Well, having safely removed all the chests from that lower chamber there, as well as I came back and grabbed some from the drawbridge area off camera, you know, because you can always improve things a little bit. You know, I did want to share one last story. So today, you know, I was thinking to myself as I was listening to this book on tape about Castle Ravenloft and about Strahd, the vampire who lives here. I was thinking, like, you know, it'd be so cool if there was a video game where you made a vampire castle, like kind of like a build-in simulator type game, and how neat that would be to play. And I was like, maybe I should make that game. Maybe I should make this vampire castle build-in simulator. And then I was like, no, I got no time for that. And then I was like, well, what if I just built a vampire castle in Minecraft? You know, maybe that would be a really good project for Season 6. And I was like, yeah, but where would I even start on something like that? And then about 15, 20 seconds later, I thought about, oh yeah, I just spent like 12 months of my life building a vampire castle in Minecraft. Maybe that's not the best use of my Season 6. But yeah, that is a thing that apparently I should have maybe remembered. So anyway, as we kind of wrap up my work here. Oh no, don't. Oh, cool. That was a close interpearl. As we wrap up some of our work on the castle here, it's just reassuring to know that it's so memorable that even I forget that I've been doing this. Whoops. Oh well. So anyway, one thing I do need to remember is that we have some amazing Patreon patrons, and this episode was mid-roll ad-free, thanks to a $50 a month Patreon donation from Karis Sophia, for whom I will now read a poem in lieu of the mid-roll ad that would have run in this episode. I call this poem Godson's 12. What if God's plan is actually a heist, a heavenly convoluted but miraculously well-timed incursion into the casino at Al, where lights and bells and shows and tells vault our attention spans, where we are chipped and tracked under the eyes of those whose new towers are not aspirationally stacked to elevate us to the level of God and escape the flood of troubles drowning us each moment. No! Equality with God has been abandoned. We will never break even. Omniscience for the enlightened was a Gnostic Renaissance dream. Omnividence for the empowered is the electric awakening of our era. The alarms are silent. Everything is in motion. There's no visible break in the routine. The alarms are silent. Everyone is in place. We've dropped the net. The alarms are silent. Thermal and video cameras loop empty halls, heat and vibration sensors loop steady states. The lasers would be invisible, but for the smoke circulated from the many, many fires that we set ourselves. But our souls are safe. But from who? And for how long? Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.